Hey, how you doing? How's everyone doing? Just kind of wanted to touch on a few things with gun care. One things I've noticed that's kind of overlooked is cleaning of the sights. I don't see a lot of people when they're teaching someone how to clean a gun, how to take care of the sights. And I do have some rust on my sights. I don't know if you could see it. That's on my P365. And I'm going to kind of go over what I do to prevent rust. If the rust is showing, what I do to get rid of it or mitigate it, because rust is going to happen. Sights are going to rust. They're steel or some type of steel alloy, and they're all going to rust. Some may have some special coating on it, but eventually that coating is going to chip away or rub off. Go get it, Dolly. That paint and coating is going to rub off every time you take it in and out of the holster, every time you clean it. So I just kind of wanted to go over some quick maintenance care, what I do. One thing I've noticed too, not all sights are made the same. Some sights will wear a lot faster than others. Some sights will, resolve real quickly. Some will last a lifetime, but you'll start having with no rust, and you'll start having, as you can see here, the paint's starting to come off. And that will happen, especially depending on how you're wearing it. I've noticed on sights, on my duty weapons, sometimes the front sight will start coming off looking similar to that, just because it's hitting the ALS system, or it's coming out of the holster. And the front sight's rubbing on as when the holster's coming out. But I just kind of wanted to go over some quick maintenance tips and what I do to keep my sights rust free. And like I said, all sights are going to rust eventually, some faster than others. But what I do, I'm going to clean the sights up, take some CLP, whatever. You can see kind of the rust coming off it. So you can see some of the rust is gone. Doesn't mean it's not going to come back. I use Slip 2000, so if anyone's wondering what I'm using, I'm going to pay attention to this side too. Q-tips are awesome for cleaning guns. That's kind of what they're made for almost. My guns are, every time I use Q-tips, it takes off all the dirt and everything. And they look clean. So most of the rust is gone on the gun, on the sights. I'm going to hit the front of the sight too. Now usually when I get done cleaning, I'll reassemble it. And then I'll go over the sights. I'll show you how I do that in a sec. Just want to make sure everything's dry. Also, depending on the model of the gun and where you live, if you live someplace like Texas or Louisiana where it's humid all the time, guns are going to start to rust, especially if you're carrying inside the waistband. I even seen Glocks and Smith & Wessons start to rust. Oh, hold on. So it's important to know that, right in here it's going to rust as well, especially if you're a sweater. And I've seen pictures of Glocks rusting. I know people sit there and go, well, Glocks aren't supposed to rust. I've seen photos. I've heard stories from going to Glock armor school. So It's always nice too just to rub down the slide. You don't have to rub it down a lot. You know, I just taking the oils off of it. Put some LCP on there, you know. Gonna wipe down the slide just a little bit. Not have to put a lot on. A little bit goes a long ways. But that's just gonna avoid rust in the areas. And, you know, let it sit overnight. You know, you're not gonna be going anywhere. You know, it's your nightstand gun. Just let it sit in your nightstand, the holster. You'll be fine in the morning. Same with the sights. So with the sights, what I'll do, crap. With the sights, what I'll do, again, take Q-tip, pour some LCP on there. Just go over with that. Here, I don't want to get in there. One thing I've kind of noticed about the SIG sights, at least the ones on my 365, I've had this for maybe about 2 years, 2.5 years now. And they're starting to, there's a lot of wear and tear that you wouldn't see with the other sights that I have, the other sights, the Ameriglow sights that I like. And I've been debating whether to replace them with Ameriglow sights or Ameriglow sights or different ones, but I haven't really made up my mind. Maybe dab them a little bit. But that's pretty much all you have to do. I mean, it's going to go back in your holster. And it's okay if it's wet, you know. It's not going to pick up a lot of dust. It's not going to pick up a lot of dirt. You know, it's going to sit there. You know. With something like this, it's cleared. Just a habit I got into when I was doing, make sure it's unloaded. I know it's unloaded, but I don't have to worry about it. Do stuff like that. Again, this is a duty holster, so a duty weapon, so it's just going to go back in my duty holster. Now, unless I take off the red dot, I'm not going to be able to get the back of the sights, and that's fine. Just again, these are steel. They are going to be prone to rust. Should probably have in the camera. And there you go. That's how I usually do it. I don't want this thing going forward on me while I'm cleaning it. This going forward to me while I'm cleaning it, it's kind of a pain in the butt, but that's what I do to my sights. That's how I maintain my sights. Like I said, I'm not really going to go anywhere for the rest of the day, and if I do, it's slip 2000, so I'm not going to worry. I don't have to worry about toxicity or anything like that. You just want to make sure you clean your sights. Maybe put a little LCP on the slide, and like I said, it's going to dry. You know, it'll dry overnight. You know, and you don't have to worry about rust. If you live in, like I said, if you live in humid areas like Texas, Louisiana, the southern states, Midwest states, especially during the summer, you're going to want to probably clean your sights a little bit more. If you're a sweater, you're going to have to want to clean them, clean them a little bit better more than you do. Instead of just cleaning the gun when you go to the range. If you clean your gun when you go to the range. I've heard there's people who don't. But that's about it. That's kind of how I clean my sights, and it is an overlooked, I think a lot of people overlook it when they're cleaning their guns. I'm not a, I'm not a highballing YouTuber who sit there and say, oh, that's okay, I'll just go ahead and replace my sights, or better yet, I'll buy a new gun. So that's not how it works for me. So, but yeah, that's how you clean your sights. So if you have any comments, leave them below, and I'll see you in the next one.